Take your marks.
Listen to the crowd.
This is a remarkable performance.
A world record, Medley. Have you ever seen anything like it?
He can't believe it, but it just happened.
Hello and welcome to About Last Night. It is a pleasure to have you guys here. My name is John Mason, taking you through all of the action of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. It is setting itself up to be an amazing summer of sport. I'm super excited about it, and I tell you what, I know someone else who is. You know who's joining me? Bailey Jackson. Pleasure to have you, Bailey.
This is my first Olympics, first time in Paris, and it could not be any better here being with you.
Pleasure to have you, and I tell you what, you are in for a real treat. It is the 33rd Olympic Games edition. Can you believe it? 33. It has been 100 years since we have had the Olympic Games in Paris. We are back in the City of Love, and I tell you what, it is going to be an incredible one.
So about last night, we are taking it back to what happened the night before, the biggest moments. We're going to sit down with the athletes. We're going to talk about the night before, the night that we all witnessed. And we're going to go through, like I said, those big moments through the next 12 days. We've got a lot coming for you guys.
Absolutely, and we still are just a few days away from competition. First day of swimming competition is going to be the 27th, this coming Saturday. So lots to preview before we get there, because it is the best in the world battling it out for that elusive title of Olympic champion. Who's going to get it? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But of course, we're not going to be doing it alone. We're going to be joined by some very special guests, some of the biggest names in the sport.
Two absolute champions. We've got 1- and 3-time Olympian, 4-time world champion, Tony Ervin.
How are you, mate? Welcome. How are you doing?
Great to see you, Bailey.
And of course, Olympic champion herself. She's from Denmark. She's amazing. Give it up for Pernille Blume. Hey, hi, darling. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's so weird.
Guys, pleasure to have you here for About Last Night. First episodes. The Olympics are coming up. You've been in this position before. What's it like being on this side, though? We're behind a starting block, but you're not racing.
Quite different, but in some way, I'm quite happy about it, because there's just so much effort and work that goes into preparing an Olympics. So it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I don't miss the racing, because I feel like we're going to watch the best swimming that the world can put together.
Yeah.
And it's happening. It's happening. It's going to start in a couple days.
We're going to take a look at this schedule now, because like you say, the best in the world doing their thing. So if you take a look on your screens, we've got that schedule, and we wanted to just highlight a couple of events as we head into the racing that's going to start on Saturday. So our first event, Tony, I'm going to come to you. It's going to be that men's, well, the 4x100 meter freestyle relay. We've got the men's and the women's. Experience in that one. So talk us through, what are these athletes going through?
We want it to be a team sport so much. The truth is, we're a team sport when we're training. We get better together, but there aren't as many opportunities as we would like to actually work together in the competition itself. The relay is that one place that we really get to do it. And growing up in the United States and wanting to be on Team USA, that's what I dreamed of when I dreamed of the Olympic Games, was being part of that team, being part of that relay, and contributing to something greater than myself, right? So a lot is going through the minds of these athletes. Some of them are veterans, a lot of them are rookies.
So with a relay, we've obviously got big names coming in here to compete. We've, like you said, you swam yourself for Team USA. Who are some of the teams that we should be keeping an eye out for? Who has been impressing you this season, both of you?
I would say Great Britain for sure. Yeah, and then I would also say the Italian team.
Indeed.
And the French.
Okay, the Italians, the French, and Great Britain. For you, Tony?
Well, I kind of want to look at who has been making history a little bit more recently. The Italians, for sure. They were the silver medalist in Tokyo, I believe. They were the silver medalists in Fukuoka World Championships, and they were the silver medalists in Doha at the World Championships.
The next race is the 400 IM for the men, and there's a big expectation for Leon Marchand. He broke the world record in Fukuoka, and he's now at home. I want to know, what do you think has changed for him going into this, this year in Paris, especially coming from racing in the morning and now having to race in the evening?
So I'm less familiar with the switching around of the schedules. I think you prepare for it. I mean, we're all high-level athletes who are going to be competing here. And if you know it one way, if you know it another, whatever it is, that's what you get ready for. That's the assignment. So I'm not as much worried about that. But as far as Leon Marchand, he is the hometown hero. As you mentioned, he's now the world record holder. That was an incredible race in Fukuoka. Just outstanding. Just took it from the very beginning and came home under that line that Michael Phelps held. Was that Michael Phelps or was that
Yeah,
Ryan
it was
Lochte?
Michael Phelps. And he was there. He was
there,
there watching
yeah.
it. It
Yeah,
was pretty
and
amazing.
cheering for him.
Cheering,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was so nice to see him do that, you know. I want to know whether he's going to do it again, right? Has he progressed that on coming into this this meet?
We're past the weekend. We're into Monday. It's the women's 200-meter free. The 13-year world record stood. And we've seen it beaten twice. Let's talk a little bit about that. What are we expecting from these athletes that we've seen crush this record already?
I'm particularly excited for this event. It's two Aussies, where exactly. And I'm excited just to see, are they going in as a team, kind of building each other up, kind of feeling that a little bit of a relay, so they're actually gonna perform even better because they're together? Or is it a little bit on the other side of like, it's difficult to be right next to someone from your team as well? Because we don't know how their preparations went. Maybe one had a super good preparation, maybe the other one was slightly off. So there can be a lot of emotions going into this.
So tell us who you've got your eye on and what we should be looking out for as we move through the week. You know, the strong individual sort of strokes of these athletes and how they're going to put that team together.
I would say the medley relay is always like the most fun relay. So you can even have like a team where everyone hasn't really necessarily performed well, but they kind of pull through in that relay because it's a vibey relay. It's at the end of the competition. Everyone kind of want to finish off on a high. And so I think obviously like the US team is always strong, very, very strong in that relay. The Aussie team as well. So, and also the Chinese. I'm excited to see the Chinese team.
Yeah, do you think we're going to get any surprises at the end of the week?
If anything, I think the 4x100 medley relay is the least surprising because at that point, everything's out. Everybody's shown their best individual performance. It's the last thing. It's how you tie it all up and present it with a bow.
I love this. What a way
Well,
to finish.
that is very true. But then at the same time, you can still get these people who kind of like, you know,
It's true.
pull themselves up, pull themselves together for
Perhaps
this race.
they miss in their individual race and it's like I have one more
That-
chance to...
Exactly. I'm just gonna say, so the Danish team won bronze in Rio, and we actually had like 3 swimmers on that team who didn't necessarily perform at their level throughout the competition, but they pulled through on that relay, and we got a bronze medal.
As we wrap up, we're going to go through a quick rapid fire round. I want you to give me who you think is going to be the most outstanding female and male swimmer. I'll start with you.
Oh. Well, for female, I got to pick the hometown girl, Katie Ledecky. Incredible champion, loads of medals, captain of the team. She makes the entire country proud, and I think she elevates the level of the sport all around the world. And on the male side, Leon Marchand, the pride of Paris. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Pernille, who are yours?
So I'm gonna pick a real Viking. I'm gonna pick Sarah Sjöström.
Good.
Yes, the Nordic countries, you know. And then I am gonna pick David Popovici.
Good. I love this.
He is kind of like a joker in this event, I think, for me.
A joker?
Yeah.
Yeah, as in...
Like a wild card?
Like- Yeah.
I'm not a wild card, but I feel like he could either like completely arise as a phoenix and then like just shock us all.
Okay.
Because he is a very, very good athlete, and he just had like a year or so that was a bit more on the down low, but then that's, you know, the trajectory has to return at some point, you know, turn it for the better.
It's going to be the surprise, Popovici. Okay, mine. I think I'm going to go with my hometown girl, Ariane Titmus. I think she's going to be amazing. She was amazing in Tokyo, and she's going to do us proud. And for the men, you know who I want to see do it? I want to see Adam Peaty get his three-peat. I would love to see, I know the men's breaststroke is like such depth of talent, but I would love to see him do it 3 times. It would be epic. So Adam Peaty, Ariane Titmus, let's go. Bailey, who are yours?
I'll wrap it up for y'all. I'm going to go with U.S. names right here. I'm stealing yours. Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel. That's who I got. I feel like they're both going to be solid. I feel like it's not a shocker, though. We know that they're great. So I'm just going to go tried and true what I know. So now that we've got these picks elected, they're locked in, you guys can now take them and use them for the fantasy game that is online already. You can take these picks, you can play now. Use what we've got here. We've got some great knowledge. We've got some great champs up here. They know what they're talking about.
Well, there you have it. That concludes our first edition of About Last Night. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for more of that action as we give you previews of what's to look forward to before we kick off the swimming on Saturday the 27th. It has been a pleasure having you. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.